guys can either answer this rhetorically, or you can leave your opinion in the comments below, but I wanted your opinion, or I wanted to talk about other people's opinions, including mine, about the difference between deserving and entitlement. And in my journey, I have found that people that are entitled have a very an anger against the world and a bitterness because they feel like they've had to strive to get their needs met. So when they have something that they want, or meet somebody that they want, or when it comes to money, they have a sense of having their hand out and viewing the world as they owe them because their life has been such a struggle. And the difference between that and deserving is people that have a sense of deservingness feel that they are lovable and they are worthy of love and that they deserve good things. It's almost like a sense of their environment around them kind of views them the same. So people that struggle with deservingness feel that everyone around them, or their environment, or their workplace, or their family, or their friends, they're always like striving to get their basic fundamental needs met, and they have a really lack of self-love. And this is usually narcissism comes with entitlement or self-centeredness, because it's kind of like a constant greed. Greed comes from feeling like you're never going to get what you want, so you kind of stock up while you can on everything such as money, food, job opportunities, relationships. It's living in a sort of desperation, whereas deservingness is more of, you know that you're going to get your needs met, you know that you're worthy of love, your environment views you as a purity and a lovable person. It's much less of a resistance if you view yourself as deserving, and I feel like this is so important when it comes to getting your wants and desires, because there is also a speculation about your thoughts create your reality, and to an extent that it's true, but if you legitimately don't believe your thoughts, or believe thinking the positive thoughts because you feel like you don't deserve it, it's not really going to help the situation, because something that you want could come along, such as a better job, a better life, a better relationship, and it'll be perfect for you. But if you feel like you don't deserve it, then it's going to be really difficult to accept that. So with lack of deservingness is there's always a root of shame that goes into it, and I talk a lot about this in my posts and my blogs, because it's kind of hindering to get what you want, and it's kind of like a blockage during your everyday, or in your relationships, or in your job. Like, there's always this like feeling that you're bad, and it's kind of like a killjoy. So a lot of people don't know how to get out of it, so that's why I try really hard to open different perspectives of overcoming shame and guilt. So if you're interested, I have a couple of videos on guilt and shame. So when it comes to deservingness, there's always a sense of self-love, and I really hate to use that word because I feel like it's too there's a lot of negative connotations to it, but I like to use the word self-worth, or a good sense of self, because if you don't have those things, you're going to have really low boundaries. So people that don't have a really good sense of self don't have good boundaries. So and they also typically have a need to help other people, which I think is awesome. But there comes a point when, if you feel that you need to take on other people's pain or other people's burdens because you feel like it's your job, like here on this planet, I think that you're in for another rude awakening, because it's not going to make you feel more deserving. There's always a reason why people want to be the sacrificial lamb and to take on other people's pain and if you have the energy to do it, or if you have the knowledge and experience and you have the strength to do that, then I would say, you know, keep doing it. But there comes a point when if you feel like you're really drained or you're really hurting yourself, and if you feel like you're gonna be more deserving if you do this for someone else, you're gonna be in for another reality check. Deservingness doesn't really have anything to do with doing anything. It's more of a natural self-worth. It's kind of like sitting on the couch all day. You view yourself the same as working all day. Like, it's a natural self-love. It's a natural worthiness, and you expect to be treated the way that you view yourself. So a lot of people that struggle with deservingness have either had experiences where they had to take on an abuser's pain, or take on an individual's pain that if they didn't take on this pain, then it would make them come into a realization that their situation was not right. And what I mean by this is, let's say someone's in a abusive relationship where they need money, and they need money for the survival, so they need to be in this relationship with this person that is really degrading to them, that is really superficial, that might be physically or emotionally abusive. So what this person might do to get a fundamental need, such as money or survival, is to take on this abuser's pain or this individual's pain in order to make themselves feel better, so that they can continue with the relationship, so they feel that this is the only way that they can get their needs met, to get food, to get water, to get shelter. And so even when they get out of this relationship, they still have this fundamental belief that I need to take on other people's pain. And it's kind of a form of, I guess, avoidance, where it would be, you don't really want to look at yourself, so you kind of make up excuses for other people so that you can feel better, if that makes any sense. I do have a modern day empath blog if you guys are interested, and I did write a post called Self-Denial to Self-Love, and it's tips on ways to help love yourself, because I feel like people have no idea how to do that, because the word is just kind of thrown around. So, and I also have a YouTube video called ways to increase your self-worth, and I did it with my wife. And if you guys are interested in looking at that, feel free to do that. Thank you so much for joining me in my question of the day, and I hope you guys have a gorgeous day, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.